This weather is prime. I mean, it's probably the coldest day we've had yet this entire season.
That's him. That's him? Yep. That's him. 5:30. We ain't been here 20, 30 minutes. Where?
That's what you call sling blading one, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, here we go. Deer season 23, episode 20. Everyone's hunting Iowa, but Mark and I are gonna go to Missouri. Not sure what we're doing, but we both got our bows, so anything could happen. Here we go.
I'm pretty fired up, Perry. What's wrong with us, though? Iowa's open and we're going to Missouri.
Yeah.
Let all the boys up here have the fun. We're going down back after that target. I just can't get him out of my mind, and there's also a couple other really nice deer in there, so Perry and I are probably both taking our bows tonight. We'll go and see what we can see. Then one of them is consistent. He's an old 8, short tree 3s, but wide, big frame, big body. So he's Mr. Consistent. And then we've got due and overdue. We've got an 8-point, a big fat one that's due. We've got a 10-point with a kicker that is the buck I'm hunting that's overdue. Like, he's overdue to show, and he's overdue to show daylight. I don't think he's daylighted yet this year, but this is the type front and the weather that he could do so on, man. You look at the front, you look at DeerCast, it's doing nothing, but all signs are we have a rising pressure, lowering temperature, wind speeds are up. Like, this is the front you dream about for this phase, and we've got it, and we're going to make the most of it here the next few days. Congrats to Scott and Cooper, who've already succeeded in this phase. Terry's back after his giant. I'm sure Matt's out there. We've got 3 crews running here. Let's make it happen. To kill a mature whitetail, it's almost like a slot machine lining up. You have to hit the jackpot, if you will. One of those things that has to line up in almost every hunt. If you look back on it, when you succeed, you probably had a great access into that blind. You also need good weather, you need the deer bedded close. There's a lot of different things that have to line up in order for you to have a sighting of and then end up killing a deer. Well, the access into this particular spot is absolutely one of the best. Literally, we come off that bank after going through all that grass, and we're in the blind. Like, it's mint. Gotta go fast. Take that, old girl. Well, we're in the 5 o'clock hour and they're starting early, which is a great sign. So hopefully Mark's deer shows or one of the other 2 8s we're looking for. This field, Mark and I were just talking about, it's the most browsed radish field that we've seen. This and one other one in Missouri. Other than that, they've been on what we think acorns more than anything. So it's nice to see them using this. Well, the one major target that we're in here after just stepped out. He's over on the clover to the south of us. And unfortunately, he's very hungry currently, so he's not walking, and we're running out of light quickly, so we shall see what plays out here. How much time do we have left? 7:07. Don't let him see it. He saw it. Okay, he's coming. Get ready. Get ready. I'm all over him. Stop me when you want.
Where?
Smoked him, didn't you? Oh, good. Oh, look. Didn't go far. sweet, dude. Give us some mark. You got it. Thank you. That was fun. We got in this blind with a perfect wind, good wind speed today. And we said we're gonna leave the windows open because the sun's baking us. And some does caught us early and blew the field, and we thought the hunt's over. It's done for. And we closed the windows. Me and Mark were sitting here, we're like, well, hopefully the guys and I will pull through. And it wasn't, I don't know, 30 minutes. And he popped out and he headed for the gap where the food plot architecture is designed for them to come. And I just shot him at 25 yards. And it looked good. Clover to radish, bitch. It looked real good. Nice job. Oh, thank you so much. That pop, did you hear it? Poop. Oh yeah. Sweet. Oh, looks good. You smoked him, dude. It looks right on the edge of the leg, like center body. I mean, it looks really good. That's what you call sling blading one, buddy. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Hello?
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Good. We might need some help.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Perry hit that really old 8, that wide one.
Oh, heck yeah. How was the shot?
Dude, it looks like a 10 ring.
Nice.
So we got out of there quiet. We can just meet over there at the gate if you want.
Wade.
Got him.
Dead.
Let's go find him.
Go find him.
I think we will.
No more blood.
Oh my God.
Look at the body on that thing.
Oh my gosh.
That thing is a horse.
I mean,
Congratulations. That thing is awesome. Look at his head. He's a monster.
I mean, what a absolute brute of a Missouri whitetail.
An awesome spot to kill one early season. It's a big, nasty hole that we've architected to perfection to kill a whitetail within bow range.
For sure, the Veil X mulcher up in the cedars, creating a better bedroom, opening up that was choking out some stuff, and then clover, and then a big radish field, and a beautiful pinch point to put them in front of the Matthews bow, and it worked to perfection. 7.5, 8.5-year-old deer that started on a different farm 2 miles away, and then he showed up on this farm and stuck, and he's been there every year since. He's been on this farm 3 years now. So
yeah,
to give a little tried and true your work that you put on the farms, like a deer like this shows up, he's like, I'm not leaving this spot.
It paid off huge.
Paid off big time.
On a big 7.5, 8.5-year-old giant. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone on juries that allows us to do what we do. It's unbelievable.
Through the years, we always try to take what we learn from hunting or from our trail cameras and make spots better. In this particular case, we have a pinch point on this farm that's a natural pinch point that was there via this field that turns into a big L. At that particular spot, we have a blind that we can hunt on almost any west wind. We've got the great access, and then we divide our food, clover to the south and west, and then radishes to the north. So we find that no matter where they bed on this particular spot, if they start on one, they'll go to the other. We're playing on a deer's natural instincts to browse and to move around. If you watch a deer in a field, they seldom just stand there and never move. They're gonna go from spot to spot. And it really does help us get shots within bow range. We put a scrape tree out there at 20 yards. It's literally one of the best setups we have. One other thing we changed about this farm, this had a really huge cedar glade right above us as we're looking at that field to the west. And during the off season, I took the X mulcher in there and actually tried to reduce cover, which is kind of counterintuitive. Normally you want bedding cover, but these eastern red cedars are so thick, I can't walk through them, the deer can't walk through them, and I went in and tried to create a trail system to allow more access into this spot, and it really did help the overall daylight activity because we got more deer bedding close, and their ability to move about on that hillside is much easier and much better. I've already made some road systems. Now I'm up here trying to increase bedding by decreasing cover, and by that I mean I've got some cedars that are so thick I can't walk through them. The deer can barely walk through them, and I'm trying to take out about 1/3 of this cedar stand in here over, oh my goodness, probably, I don't know, this is probably 10 or 12 acres I'm going to try and make the bed a little bit more appealing to the deer by decreasing the cover. So fun stuff here on the here with the bale on the John Deere. You can see it coming to a stop there. That's the X mulchers, all the different teeth. And I mean, they do a number, especially these cedars that are the age and size I'm talking about. Like I said, they're all about the same size, but they're so thick. They're all about the same size, but they're so thick you can't get through them. Here's an example of what I've done. And I'm gonna keep angling through here and getting more and more cedars out of here, just to increase the overall bedding. If you look close on the maps, you can see it's just solid cedars.
This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by the new specially designed, lightweight, and durable Tenzing Day Pack. Go further, hunt longer, Tenzing.
All right, Perry's got one down in the state of Missouri. It was an absolute blast filming that hunt. And then Iowa opens up. The weather's been really tough, really warm, and every time we get just even the slightest cold front, we divide and conquer, if you will. Rather than running 1 or 2 camera crews, we divide out. Myself, Wade, Perry, Bryce, Carson, Darren. We're trying to hunt as many different spots as we can when we have the limited cold fronts that we have. Darren and Perry are going in after a buck named Flopped. This particular spot actually is right by my house. And one of the things I've noticed is that when there's a lot of activity during the season at my house, the food plot that I have fairly close can all of a sudden darken up. The deer come out later. So something I wanted to do this year was create a vegetative screen to try and help to separate activity in and around the house, because we're very busy during the season. A lot of people coming and going each day. So we created a vegetative screen pretty inexpensively with grain sorghum. It gets up to about 6 feet tall. We planted it from north to south. It was one bag with a little fertilizer. The rains helped it out, and I mean, it worked out to perfection. Couple that with a plot design that has clover and radishes again, just like his Missouri deer, and we have the recipe to hopefully see a shooter. Hopefully, Flop comes out during daylight.
We're gonna hunt a legend of a deer called Flop. He has a broken ear, and he is a legend on the farms. Lots of people have seen him, and here we go. Gonna look at Mark's encounter with him in 2021 when Mark is self-filming.
Here we go, and what do we see but sunshine? What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm gonna do something a little different tonight. I'm going in on a scouting / hunting mission. I'm gonna self-film. I'm gonna go out and sit, and if I see the right target, should be interesting. One of my favorite spots right here. Pretty good start so far. Literally one of the most incredible nights I think I've ever sat out during the late season. We saw one 5-year-old, probably 4 or 5 different 4-year-olds, and just countless bucks scraping, sparring, chasing, walking. It's been one for the ages.
Well, what a beautiful encounter Mark had self-filming when Flop was 5.5 years old. This deer's been encountered by a lot of people on the team through the years of 5.5, 6.5. An encounter of him shedding one side And then another encounter, and I believe the only time he was seen in 2022 was by Mark and Austin late season hunting in January. He came out to a cut cornfield and a beautiful piece of footage there in the snow.
Looks like there's a nice little buck.
There he is. There's Flop.
He's blowing. Flop's pretty nice. He's 6.5.
Well, for 2022, that was the only encounters we had with that deer. An old legend on the farm. Fast forwarding to 2023, Mark has an encounter with him, snaps a quick photo on his cell phone, velvet picture, and he's wearing his biggest rack that he's ever worn at 7.5 years old. And we tried to dial in on this deer, and we took an old plot and a new design. Cloverfield, you got Mossy Oak Biologic deer radishes, and you have a sorghum blocker and a hawk blind on a platform. It is a recipe to hopefully kill Flop.
Here we go. Just dropped Mark and Carson off at their blind since they're pushing the wind a little bit. Took them in with the truck. Me and Darren are going to walk from Mark's house over here to a plot that we're hunting a deer called Flop. He's got a broken ear. It flops down. It's been like that for 4 or 5 years. Deer's 7.5 years old. He was here last night, daylight, so hopefully he does it again. This weather is prime. I mean, it's probably the coldest day we've had yet this entire season. Got a northwest wind. DeerCast is good. We're going to hunt a big radish field, clover in the center, and we planted a vegetative screen that's sorghum this year. There's a hawk sitting there. We're gonna go get the blind and put an arrow through Flop. Let's do it.
Well, we haven't been in the blind 5 minutes. They're already starting this cool weather this evening. Sun shining, decent northwest wind with a little bit of speed. They're moving, they're out on the radishes, biologic radishes, so we just got our windows situated and we're gonna get the tact cams put out and lock her down here and hopefully Flop works the scrape tree.
It looks like a big deer though. Is it Flop?
That's him.
It's him? Oh yeah, sure enough, now I can see.
That's him. $5:30. We ain't been here 20-30 minutes.
Oh my god.
Hopefully he makes his way over here.
He will.
Big old headed joker. Dang.
Look at that.
He's 7.5 years old. Well, that's the target we came in here after. I think it's a testament to Mossy Oak Biologic radishes, everything we've done from the TSI to the clover field to the radish field to staying out of here and hunting the correct winds in this blind tells you that deer like that feel safe. We planted a blocker on this plot as well, and the true testament is standing out there at 7.5 years old, just a beautiful Iowa buck. With any hopes, the does had started to filter to the clover. There's clover and radishes here together. Hopefully he filters, possibly come work this scrape tree or follow some does over here, but our target's on the field early.
looked like it stuck tight. He was hardcoring away. I opened up this corner window, and he quartered to me as soon as I opened it. His leg was forward when I opened it to draw and shoot him the first time. Quartered to me, was waiting, and he just sat there and ate radishes. And I was debating on whether to shut the window. Well, then a small buck got our wind right here behind us, and he turned out and bound to 30. He was hardcoring away, and I tucked it tight. It looked like it stuck good. I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna watch DeerCast track. We're gonna review the hit on the camera, and we're gonna go from there. We're gonna call boys, let them know, and hopefully, the man upstairs helps us with this one, and we recover that 7.5-year-old deer that just put me through the ringer.
All right, Perry's got a hit on flop. Now we have to break it down, analyze it a little bit. I think one thing that is always true on a quartering away deer, you want to aim to exit. And in this case, Perry's a little bit left of where he wants to be. He's probably, perhaps, onside lung into aortic, or he may have missed that onside lung. If you aim to exit, you're going to enter at stomach or liver and exit through the offside lung. So he's just a little bit left of where he wants to be. Now we're going to break it down in DeerCast track and do what we have to do to find this deer.
Right behind that bone, like you kind of see the definition of the bone when we looked
Yeah,
at
we
it.
definitely, when we looked at it on the computer, you can see the...
So like literally right in line with all that aortic.
Yeah, it really depends. Like, is he back here? Is he that tight? Did he get, did he catch one? Any one of those would be good, especially if it is the aortic itself.
Yeah, your height is right in the mix of
Right
all of
there.
The arrow looked like it was right
Everything's going to
there.
determine penetration.
But the quarter is the question.
My gut says he's probably either stone cold dead right now or not
Not
gonna
going
in
die.
the short term.
Yeah.
We'll we waited a few hours. Let's go see what we find.
I'll follow you, buddy.
That's a great sign.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh, look. It had to have come out the front of his chest or something. Look at the before I hit the arch and it's pushing. Look, it's all the way up through there. Holy cow. I would have guessed that while the shoulder didn't seal it off. That's awesome. That broadhead maybe smoked it.
Maybe.
He's flying through here too. That's a dead deer running, I think. Look at the blood. Everywhere.
Under pressure too, because it's just absolutely pouring out of it.
So I'm tracking a deer Perry hit tonight, and the hit was swallowing, but the blood keeps getting better, right?
Got him.
No way. Yes, baby. Boom. How about it? Flop it down. Flop this down.
Oh, fuck. Congratulations, dude. You flopped.
That's what I'm talking about.
Full flops.
Perry right there, brother.
Congratulations, buddy.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. The cold front of October.
Full flop.
That is awesome.
Man, the blood trail just kept getting better and better and better. It's like,
Darren, nice work on the footage, buddy.
Yeah.
Good job.
great.
And congrats on your deer again.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, now hold that rack. I want to show that off. Boom.
That's flop. That's where he got his name.
Yeah.
And he's
Floppy
been like
deer.
that for
Long time.
3-4 years.
Yeah.
He's 7.5-year-old whitetail.
Awesome. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, guys. He's been an 8 his whole life since we've known him, and
Yep. Through.
had a little G4 this year. So.
Awesome. Awesome deer.
Well, where do I start? Phase 2, greener pastures. Darren and I climbed in a hawk blind on a big Mossy Oak Biologic radish field. And the target that we went there, a 7.5-year-old deer that we know very well, he's called Flop. Well, he's been like that for 3-4 years with a broken ear, and we called him Flop since the day we saw him. And he came out at 5:30 on the north end of the field, fed his way past us at 52, and then for some reason walked dead at us and got to 23 yards. And sitting there with the hawk window open, ready to go, ready to shoot him, and a different deer caught our wind and he bounded out to 30, gave me a hard quartering away, and the shot was a little far forward than I would have loved it to be, but the new NAP kill zone 2-inch put a hole in him, and he didn't go 50-60 yards, and the blood trail was great. And I couldn't thank everyone sitting behind all these cameras and Mark enough to sit behind a deer like this.
You know, something you witnessed in this particular episode was Perry having success with the same 1-2 punch in 2 different states, clover radish combo. Now, to go along with that, that is set up for 2 farms that are traditionally better early season than they are late. Both of those products, clover and deer radishes, are fantastic in the early part of the season, but sometime in there around mid-November to Thanksgiving, you start having a lot of freezing. Here in the Midwest, we start to get snowfall, and you'll see some of that usage diminished. However, if you have a buck that you're targeting during the early part of the season, that 1-2 combo between clover and deer radishes is absolutely lethal.
Well, what a start to 2023 deer season. I shot an 8.5-year-old in Missouri, a 7.5-year-old in Iowa, by far my best season yet, and it's just getting started. Be sure to check out the upcoming episodes here on Deer Season 23. Terry kills his biggest deer to date, over 200 inches. You don't want to miss that one. And Wade shoots a Missouri deer as well with me behind the camera. Don't miss them.
This episode of DoD TV is presented by Silencer Central. Silence made simple.